Morning traders, and this is your Dow Jones day trade setup for today. So yesterday we blew through a major level that I really thought we would hold. So we just come to the daily here. We can see what it was. And remember yesterday we were looking at, well, I was looking at that zone there. We had quite a bit of interaction there. Worst it could possibly get was down to there. And it basically blew through that area. Now, an interesting thing to note about most of the US markets is when you have a pullback and you break the 61.8 properly over there, 9 times out of 10 you come down to test the low. Okay, so this was the move and we've come back to test the low. Now, we're on the 200 EMA at the moment. We've had a crossover, so as I said yesterday, there was a potential daily trend reversal. I think that's pretty much in play. I still want to see a pullback to test the break before committing to it on the longer term. But on the hourly, we deleted all the noise. I just want to add this level in here. Okay, so you can see there was a lot of interaction in the past around here, and that was 26,384, and we pretty much just blew through that on a 5-minute candle, and finding some support down the bottom. Not really 100% why we've stopped there, apart from the 200 EMA. We do have a bit of an inside tail here, but it's nothing that I'd really look at for a level there. That area there is kind of what I'd be looking at, which is 259,300. Okay, so we do have a potential trend change on the daily. We also have trend change on the 3-hour. We broke through this consolidation, and this week has just been straight down. Okay, so you would be expecting more, I think. So still sell the dips or sell the rallies. So whatever pullback we get, there's an opportunity to sell. Now, just bear in mind that I think there's a minor level there. Now that would be kind of a nice pullback before moving to the downside, but the way things are going, probably not going to happen. So again, it's down to the lower time frames and look for the breaks. So pretty much the same setup as yesterday, actually. We have what's looking like a bottom of the flat top triangle. We've broken above the alligator. But again, these fractals are what you're looking for. So take the fractal breaks to the upside, and there are none at the moment indicating a long. So the only fractal breaks to the downside would verify continuation to the short. Okay, so none of these fractal levels here are in a position to indicate a long is on the way. So you need to wait for more structure. So it would be nice to see a bit of a pullback and then another opportunity to get short. But I think, again, let's wait to see what happens. And the low of yesterday is definitely a level that we need to pay attention to. And the other thing is these fractals. So as the hour goes on, there is your level you need to worry about. Okay, so yeah, can't win them all. And personally, it's not a market I like chasing shorts on. So until I get some kind of a confirmation on the daily. Okay, so at this stage, that's kind of the view that I've got at the moment. We are consolidating again. Could be a break to the upside, but it could also just be preparing itself for another launch to the downside. And one of the ways to just confirm it is to look at the ichimoku, and you'll see on the hour we've broken through, we've maintained the downward trend. In the 4-hour, we also maintained the downward trend, but we are starting to get some diversion between Kijun-sen and Chicken-sen. And yesterday's move as well, Kijun-sen and Chicken-sen were pretty flat. which is always a dangerous move to be in on. And lastly, the daily, we have blown through, holding up by the cloud, but we have a bearish crossover here. Okay, it's the only signal. The other two signals, being the cloud twist and Chiku span, are not there, but that is a bearish signal. It's almost like you want to wait for a bit of a pullback and then expecting it to launch back down to the downside. Okay, last thing that I see here is that's broken. So that trend line is broken, and we are not quite at that trend line just yet. So there is the bottom of that trend. Okay, so yeah. So for me at the moment, it's look at the lower time frames, wait for some price action. There is nothing that I'm comfortable with at the moment. It could be a trend reversal on the daily, but do need to see some confirmation. So I need to see some kind of a breakout retest. Now, that's an area that we would expect some price action at still. So even though we have blown through it, it is still an area that you'd expect something to happen. Okay. Yeah, the other thing just on the measured move here is this measured move is still very much in play. Okay, your failure of this measured move is pretty much right at the bottom here. There's 25,130. So this is still very much in play. Just not something that I'm thinking we need to chase at the moment. So stick to your lower time frames, wait for price action here, and wait for it during a trading session, not outside of a trading session like we are now, and trade accordingly. Okay, so what you'll be looking for is fractal breaks. So you're looking for a fractal break to the upside, but you also want to see some kind of a twist on the low time frames of the alligator. Anyway, that's me for today. Hope it helps, and I'll catch you later. Cheers for now.